Hello people, this is Ryder here to review the Yokai Watch Jam. Why School Heroes? Yeah. DXA Watch. So, in an interesting twist kind of thing, we actually gained a secondary watch within Yokai Watch. Now, it's not like we haven't done this before within the franchise, there has been, but this one's kind of different to the extent. Because obviously we had the Fubuki version. Her name is not Fubuki, but we had that version of the watch, which was basically a pendant and such, and that functioned the same as the original. And then obviously we've already covered it. Like they just then decided just to make them upgrade kits and such. But then it wasn't technically until Shadow Side where technically the Ogre got released before the Elda. Even though I think in the case of that, they're both main watches. Though you can argue about the one that became Premium Bandai. Anyways, this is the first time we actually have a this is the second time technically on the same, I guess in the course of Shadow Side, we actually gained a secondary watch. I don't know their name, but this is Miss Shadow. This is the A watch. And, I like the packaging is in par with the Henshin Hero set. I'm surprised that they didn't opt with the traditional packaging. Here are 3 Y medals. Again, a watch, like the consistency there. And yeah, just tells us basically everything we can do about it. Again, our medals comprise of 1 5-star, 4-star, and 3-star. And, just big note here, this requires that thing and plus Neo YC technology. So here we are with the contents. Obviously we have our 3 Y medals, which we will push to the side and take a look at the A watch itself, to which it's definitely interesting. Obviously it's off, but it definitely has a lot of resemblance to whatever it was called in Mega Ranger, the Battlenizer, because of the fact it's a space shuttle and such. Or you can say like something like the Battle Booster, because I don't know the name from Go-Go 5. And I don't know what it was called in space, because I don't think it was called the Battleizer Brace. But, yeah, Battle Booster is the easiest one. But, obviously we have an A right here, because it's called the A watch. And I just like the simple shuttle design overall. I really like the deep navy blue they went with on the side here. And it's just black on the ends. But again, the sides are pretty neat. The straps are pretty basic overall. When I was doing the demo, this confused me. But these are trademarked from 2017, so most likely this means these straps are reused from a previous watch, which is interesting. In the back here, we don't have much. We have a really small speaker grill back here, and then we have our battery compartment here for LR44s. And as this came with a pull tab, but I took the pull tab. On and off switch right here. We have our globe or sphere here to basically activate our things. And as you can see here, we do have like neat foil stickers right here, like a speedometer and such. And we got nice like silver paint on the top and such. And then we can slide that to the right to unveil the metal slot. As you can see right here, it's pretty unique for sure. And this for sure definitely feels nice on sliding. However, I'll get to that as we put this on our wrist. To which I will say this right away, the speaker placement is not the greatest because obviously your hand's going to be blocking the speaker. So this thing's just going to be muffled when you play with it, which is unfortunate. And I forgot to mention, I really like the glitter pattern they have all around here, obviously to emulate the stars and such. So here we have the A watch on our wrist, to which I really do like it overall, just because I really do like wrist devices that actually do fill out your hand, your arm and such. However, like obviously I should say, like, you should probably be careful wearing it because like thrusting it forward or like just thrusting it, this thing is pretty loose. So you're gonna end up constantly opening this thing a lot, which is unfortunate. But so just be careful when you play around with it. And this is stuck somewhere. But yeah, that's almost it. If we were to compare it with the YSP watch, obviously as you can tell, it's just well, I think first of all the straps are shorter. The straps are definitely shorter, as you can see from there. I think the top ones are the same, but other than that, like, you know, these two watches definitely, I wouldn't say they complement each other, but, you know, it's kind of neat just to see something like this in Yokai watch, like something non-traditional. So here we are with our 3 medals of the set. So this is our transformation medal of the set. Miss Shadow, who is YH07. And Miss Shadow's color scheme is really interesting. I really like this really dark blue-green they went with. It's a really unique color that I feel like we don't really get much for. We don't really get a lot of and such. Then here's his command medal, Dark Boomerang, Y116. I think, like, obviously it probably helps that, like, you can actually see it here as opposed to here and such. And then, last but not least, our deluxe medal for the set, Ronto and Miss Shadow. Mist Shadow. Again, pretty neat overall. So with the A watch, obviously, we're going to switch it on like so. And then there we have the activation. I still appreciate it is a 7 LED installed and such. To which, without inserting the metal, we get 2 sounds. You get 1 sound for basically, because again, it's in this perspective, so you get a sound for spinning it up and then 1 for spinning it down. So you get a red LED, and then down, you get a light blue LED. So yeah, now slide this open, like so, to which obviously I should say you don't have access to this anymore. Now you're going to take your Y metal, and then as you can see the red arrow right there, you're going to line it up with the Y and simply slot it down like so. So with that, it does acknowledge that you inserted the metal, to which you slide this down like so. So here's the standby for the transformation of Mist Shadow, to which to complete it, just spin the sphere. And now we've transformed into Mist Shadow. Mist Shadow. And I think the sounds here aren't different. Oh, okay, that's definitely different. That isn't, however. And then to eject the metal, you want to push down on the right side. And then just simply pick it out like so. And to show that you can still use this upside down. And then we will use our command metal. And again, the way that the metals clip on is through these clips. So as you can see there, command is actually a yellow LED because of the yellow half and such. And that one, it just says command, to which you didn't need to do anything to activate it. And that's it for that. And last but not least, our deluxe medal. Sorry about that. We get Y. To which it's a white LED. So, you might be wondering, what if we were to use other metals? So I brought in the other 6 metals. So if we were to use a henshin metal, or a transformation metal of any other yokai hero. We get Y again. And if we were to use command, but what if I want to get a little bit like, you know, what if I wanted to actually change modes? I think you're getting the idea of this. So, summon metal? Mystery? Item. So, yeah, the way, as you can see from here, the way that the A watch is actually reading the metal is from a 3-pin system, which is the first for Yokai Watch. Because obviously, Yokai Watch has always worked on track systems. This is the first time they've been working on a pin system. So, as you can see from Mist Shadow, and the command metal, or Dark Boomerang, as you can see from here, they actually have specific pins on the side of the metals, which is pretty smart because, as I've been showcasing with all of the other metals, as we showcase right here. Actually, that's these are not good examples. As you can see from here, they only have the one singular pin and such. Because again, I think a better example is actually these two. As you can see, a summon metal and a mystery metal just activate the same thing. Meaning, obviously, all the Y medals we have been attaining don't do anything, technically. Even though I think with summon medals, I think it's fine, just because, you know, it's whatever. But obviously that does mean that, like, this is obviously not upgradable, however, there are going to be future medals and such. And honestly, I'll just say, some of these medals I think could have just had a preset, because I think it's kind of weird that some of these are just kind of locked under, some of these are unnecessarily locked under a specific, or under the Y. Because I think the one we can really only talk about right now is our command medals. I think command medals should have honestly just been this, because it doesn't make sense as to why I should not be able to use this command medal in here. Because, like, I understand with transformation medals, like, obviously, we don't want Kengo, Ben, and Maru to play Miss Shadow sounds. I get that. But I think command medals, they're genericized. It just says command. So I think this should have been fine. But nevertheless, I'm not too bothered by the fact that this thing is limited in a way, because it's honestly, again, one of the very few times Yokai Watch has done that, to which I'm completely up for them to do. So let's use our other 3 medals in the YSP watch. So let's use our transformation medal first. Oh no! What am I to do? So that phrase is basically just saying that it can't read this medal, to which means we have to update our watch. Like what I said before, this actually requires this. The medals for this set, technically only this one, because these two can be read fine for some reason, but this one has a reason as to why it's only for version. It only works from version 1.2 and on, such, to which I will insert the entire process here, but I will vocalize it. To update the watch, you will need to simply eject the blank memory card slot. You're gonna take a micro SD card. It doesn't matter. It just needs to be a micro SD card. This is the one I've got from the Kaiken Rekka. You're going to insert it here, and then you have to make sure that it's switched off, and then you're gonna switch it on, to which then the watch is gonna tell you to change the position to henshin mode and such. And then from then on, you're gonna wait for the data to load, and you're gonna wait to upload the data until it tells you that you can. It constantly tells you that you can turn off the watch and take out. Oh, ow! Wow. You can take out the SD card, to which then, when you switch it on, it will tell you. It'll officially confirm that you've updated the watch. Obviously, here I have it up to 1.4 because no one archived the previous versions. And also, speaking of archiving, I will be providing a Google Drive link for all the remaining updates for Yokai Watch as of January 9th. By March 24th, they're going to terminate all the sites that have the update files for Yokai Watch. So I'm going to archive those for the sake of people having them. having those files and such. I think there's only one that is kind of iffy. But I think, again, you can probably find it elsewhere and such. But, again, I'll probably provide a link in the description and such. But, now if we were to use Miss Shadow, obviously, as you can hear, it's the same process. The Yokai heroes now have character phrases. So I think that's kind of the biggest thing out of 1.2. But other than that, it's just, it can read more metals now. So here's Dark Boomerang. Then the Deluxe Metal. Again, just to showcase this. Again, this is still, actually, command is shorter. Again, that still works and such. But before we get to the overall thoughts, here is a quick cutaway to all the additional phrases of the other previous Yokai heroes for version 2. Obviously, except for Kengo Benimori, because I've already included him in the initial review for some reason. But anyways, my overall thoughts on the A-Watch, I like it. Like, I've already said it before. I don't mind that it's lackluster or that's not on par with the YSP watch. I think it's a fair trade-off. Especially because this one's going off of more of like its aesthetic and such. And it's like centralizing one like particular set of things from a yokai. Like one central character, basically. So it's just like, which, again, we've never really had for the toy line and such. Because if they were, it would have just been like an upgrade set. Like obviously with this, they easily could have just done a bezel set and such. Which I feel like basically they would have minimized like all of this and such. But I like the fact that they just decided to give this particular character their own watch and their own set of medals that actually would work in here. Like, which is cool now, basically. It's kind of like, I mean, again, we've already dealt with some toy lines that have done this. Like, I guess Ghost is a huge example of like, okay, here are like X icons that can work in both. Like, again, this is not like we've had this for a while. Of just like, hey, here's X amount of gimmick items that actually work in these, and more than this, the central item and such. Because while it obviously, yeah, it's cool that it does work in the main thing it's for, it's, you know, obviously they're cruelly meant for the item, they're cruelly meant for the thing with the secondary reader and such. And I always kind of appreciate those, because again, I always find it smart how they always come up with ways of coming up with trying to incorporate a secondary reader without ruining the design. Because I feel like there is a series that I was bugged about how they handled it, but I don't remember which one. I don't want to say Mirai watches. I feel like there's a better example, but I can't think of it right now. But basically, yeah, just like the YSP watches, Riken got this off of Amazon Japan for the same price or even like a few dollars less than the YSP watch, which makes sense that this one would be the one that would typically be sold or would be lively in stock, just because, you know, it's not the YSP watch. You can't upgrade it, so there's not going to be as much people clamoring to get it. And also, I think it's just because getting medals for this watch are actually, you can say, is harder and such. But, I mean, you just need to, again, actually buy packs and such. But other than that, I think it's pretty solid overall. So that'll have to do with this review. This is Ryder, and I'll leave people.